So, round three. Round three is which Disney animated supporting characters should get their own spin-off movie. I want you guys to pitch the character and the brief plot associated with what their movie would be like. For this one, we're obviously going to be starting with Emily. This is round three, and I will start the clock, actually, once you start talking.
Okay, so I picked Yen Sid from Disney's Fantasia, and the reason why I picked this was because, first of all, I think that he would create a definite good fan base, because he is supposed to be kind of like the Disney's, the spirit of Disney, and the plot that I would do with him is kind of, you know, give a little background of how he got the magic, what the point is of the magic, and the whole reason why he needs an apprentice. Like, what's the deal with this hat? Why are people constantly, you know, oh my god, the hat, the hat, the hat? So maybe somebody's going after it, because it gives him all his magical powers. And obviously you can tell Yensid is old, so he's slowly, like, he's getting up there, he's going to die soon. So kind of the raising of Mickey and how Mickey is going to be the new apprentice, and yeah, kind of going from there. My villain in it, I said, would be Carnabog, because he's also from Fantasia, and he's also the arguably most evil villain Disney has ever created. And so I feel like if you take somebody like Yensid, who's supposed to be the spirit of Walt Disney, and put it up against the evilest person they've ever created, it would be a really good battle. And yeah, it's kind of...
It's a long 2 sentences.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
Good.
I do have one quick question about yours. Also.
You know, he started the time, so I thought we were arguing.
I have a real quick question with yours.
Not yet.
Is yours supposed to be, okay, this is predating the movie that he's in, or is it...
It's kind of, because Fantasia is clipped,
Okay.
really, the clip from Fantasia is about, I think it's like 7 minutes or something like that, so that would just kind of be a clip taken out at the same time as the movie.
Within that realm?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the clip is Mickey, he is the apprentice, and he is, you know, working for Yensid, but he doesn't know what yet.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so I went with Phoebus from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and mine would be a I meant that. So mine would be a prequel film based on the fact that kind of in the vein of Pocahontas 2, in that the original Pocahontas movie is horribly historically inaccurate. And so the second film, though direct to DVD, all of these would kind of be that. They kind of go with the more historical accurate route. And in the actual book, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Phoebus is a villain. So what I would do with this movie is in the book, he's very cocky, he's very arrogant, and there's a lot of stuff that I can't really get into because this is a children's show. But basically, I would do he has a clear morality in the Disney film that puts him at odds with Frollo and kind of what his job is as captain of the watch, or captain of the guard, or whatever nonsense they call it in the film. And you could kind of start him as this kind of like snarky kind of jerk, and then show his time going around as a knight and kind of show how he gets this morality. You know, you can kind of harken back to the original book and show him evolving into the character that we see in The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay, so my choice is Boo from Monsters, Inc. It's going to be a sequel of the movie. So my pitch is that Sully, at the end of Monsters, Inc., goes and opens the door to Boo's room, and she says kitty. So my idea is that Sully will frequent Boo's room as she grows up, and at one point in time, the monsters get sick and tired of hearing all about Sully's stories, and they decide to go into the human world. Halloween, of course, is the only time they'll actually be accepted into the human world. But they get a little out of hand, and Boo has to basically round them up and get them back into the closet before things get too out of hand and people realize that monsters exist. Sully has to then put the door back in the chipper. By the time that he puts it all back together, because he really misses Boo, Boo's a mother, and he gets to grow up with her daughter.
Okay.
Well,
Simply put.
where
Okay.
should we start?
Okay. Besides the fact that
They chip
how many
her
people
door
are
at the
you-
end of the film.
they put her door back together, which is how he opens the door and you hear kitty.
Wow.
Okay, then how many
Okay,
times?
no,
But
no.
how many times are you gonna break a plate and be able to glue it back together? That's number one. So your kind of ending is a little screwed there because
Okay,
how many
whatever.
times?
It's still
And
a pitch.
second of all, is Boo wouldn't be the main character really in that. If you have the monster, it's all about the monsters going out. And
Boo is the
it's-
reason why they're
Yes,
Boo is
Yes, but I don't think she would be a lead role in that. Like, oh, okay, she's the one who scoops them back in and puts them in. But really, that movie should be about more of the monsters and what they're doing in the human world, how they're interacting with other children that they've never met, not necessarily Boo. So
okay. And you kind of described.
For Penny, I'm sorry. How old are we talking with Boo B in this scenario? Range. It doesn't have to be exact age.
No, I
Range.
thought about 8 years old in regards to the Halloween because when kids are actually like involved in Halloween as much as they are like trick or treating by themselves. In regards to Sully coming back, kids, people nowadays are having kids around 22, 23.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So
Shit, I better
in
get
regards
I popped one out right here.
in regards to Igor being chippered way too much,
Oh, yeah.
clearly Sully's had the time because it's the same time frame. Like time doesn't move any faster in the monster realm compared to the human realm. Believe me, I've done my research for that. What I'm gonna say though is I don't know if Yen Sid would grab that much attention only because I don't think like Fantasia was big, but Yen Sid kind of like fell into the background because Mickey Mouse was the
Well, but
apprentice.
that's
Like
the
that
point.
was
That's the point. He was a side character that you took out of the film to make a main character.
so. But
And
when
I
you were
think there's so
describing
much
it, I
mystery
kind of thought
in
of
it.
like Merlin, sort of the stone, like teaching.
But
someone.
My
the
concern
difference
is they've
would-
done your movie. They did The
So-
Sorcerer's Apprentice, the
the
live action film.
which was horrible.
It was, but
So you're gonna remake
but
it,
it's
but
that
an
kind
animation.
of movie.
but
Yeah, it focused more on the kid who was kind of in the Mickey role of the
that's
original
what I'm saying.
thing.
This is focusing on Master. How
But they
how
gave
the
him
magic
a lot
is.
of time in that horrible film.
Yeah, but that's
I'm
what
not
I'm saying.
that
First
it
of all, it
wouldn't
was
be
horrible.
good.
Second
I'm
of all,
just
it wasn't
saying they
animated.
tried it and it didn't.
Yeah, but you could argue that half
I'm
the
just
Disney
saying
movies
that
are the same
Boo
movie and
was
over,
the-
over again.
was the person.
You know, what's
Boo
the
was
difference
ideal.
between, yes, there are little
In
plot
Monsters,
differences,
Inc.
but look at all the
People want to
princess
see more
movies.
of Boo.
They're all the same.
They all have the same beats.
I didn't even.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
I'm saying
So-
they've tried not your exact plot because they focus on the kid more, but your plot is the plot of that film, just shifting the focus about 3 steps to the left.
Okay, Lion King 1.5 is
Is a
Lion King.
direct-to-DVD sequel.
It doesn't matter. But we're not arguing if it's
Right.
going to theaters or to DVD. We're arguing the movie. And Lion King 1.5 is the same exact characters, and all they're doing is shifting the point of view. So Disney has done similar things.
Timon and
and-
Pumbaa are not Yensid.
But,
Timon and Pumbaa
but
are
that's my
known
point
quantities,
exactly.
and
Yen
wow,
Sid-
we're running a long
Okay,
time.
but
No, it's fine. Don't
that's my point exactly. Yen Sid, first of all, he has so much mystery, and he's more of a character that you could build. You could give him a background.
But that's right,
But
that
I'm
makes
not
it harder
hearing
to
the.
do.
I'm not hearing the contents of your movies as much as I heard of mine, though. Like, what is your movie actually going to be about? What is
Okay,
Phoebus
so-
going to be? Because
First of all, nobody likes Phoebus.
entertain
That's
Okay,
number
me.
no.
one.
It's not
He's
that
not
nobody
gonna
likes
have a
When I
Phoebus.
saw
He's
Phoebus,
not
I'm
gonna
like,
have a
Sean, you
problem.
could have
Nobody's
done
gonna go see
so
that
much
movie.
more.
Nobody is going to go see that movie. Nobody even wants to see Hunchback of Notre Dame. Boo, they would at least go to see because it's like, okay, Monsters Inc. and that's kind of popular.
The only
and Yen
problem
Because they were
Sid
with
supposed to
Hunchback
do
of
Monsters
Notre
Inc.
Dame
too, but they
is
went
that
for
it was the
Monsters
most
University,
adult Disney animated film that they had done in quite some time.
which is
Okay,
why it
but-
fell on
and that's-
deaf ears.
But what villain would you have in this movie? What side character?
Phoebus
If
you
it's a
wouldn't
prequel-
have a side character.
But
as one of
that's
the
what I'm
villains.
saying. But
So-
no, I'm...
You create an original villain that Phoebus has to defeat by the end
Okay,
of the film.
but he can't have a
Phoebus
love
is the
interest
villain.
because there's Esmeralda.
You
There's-
can have a love interest. You can actually.
Oh,
each
what? Have
Disney-
them? Oh, and then have her die? Oh, that's
Yeah.
so sad. No,
They've
but-
done it in every Disney film.
Yes, have somebody die, but they haven't had somebody die and then find new love.
And with that
It's
being
somebody
said,
dies
Monsters
and they
Inc. is
hold
the only
on
one
to
that
it.
they have. No one's died.
You
in
could
Monsters
have
Inc.
her slightly resemble Esmeralda.
No.
No,
See,
you
that's-
can. You can. I'm
No,
not saying
I'm
that
gonna
it's
keep
fair
going
to the
because you guys aren't
characters.
listening to me, but Boo is.
We're not listening because there's no
Clearly.
argument to argue. We're not
Exactly.
listening because Boo is
No, but clearly you guys are arguing with each other.
Boo
I've
is,
set my.
first of all,
I've stated
Boo
my
is 8
case.
years old. I'm telling you right now, and in nowadays, first of all, yeah, okay, she remembers the monster from 4, but now she's 8. A lot of the different things is as they get older, they get less interested.
Oh, but did you
Even
hear
if
that
she
I
saw
said
somebody-
No,
he
but-
frequents hanging out with her? He goes to her room
And the
multiple
mother,
times,
and you're gonna tell me the mother never catches this?
Are you
in
gonna tell me
years?
the mother never realized she was gone for 2 days? Clearly, the mother is neglectful. So, Sully can go to the room, chill, come back. But hey guys, guess what I did with Bo?
Argument. If you could say that, oh, it's the same time, but if it really was, then there would have been something saying, hey, you know, Boo was gone for 2 days. It's not the same time.
There was the same time because when Mike and Sully were banished to the Netherlands and they met the Abominable Snowman, if time had moved faster in the monster realm, then Boo would have had her screams taken out of her already. No, time moved at the same pace.
But
by
he
the time
wasn't
that
necessarily
trekked over
on
to
Earth.
the town,
No,
yes, he
no,
was.
they were. If they're there
They
with the
showed him
Abominable
in
Snowman.
Paris.
Yeah, she raises a very good point.
But the whole point of your movie saying that, you know, monsters are going to go into the real world on Halloween, yeah, Disney has done that. It's on TV. It's called Halloween Town 1, 2, and 3. And it's just live action. So it really...
So you are pitching a movie that's already happened. You're pitching a movie that no one's going to see. I'm pitching a movie that's already happened. What's your point?
The point
That means
is...
my movie seems more interesting.
I said no one's going to see it, though.
No.
People would if you... Look.
People
Aladdin
love you.
Nobody's going to watch
No.
that. Sean.
No.
No one.
No.
So-
And I'm a Disney diehard. Nobody is going to go see that.
I'm
First
never
of
going
all-
to watch a movie with Phoebus.
Look, if it...
Which is why I don't watch Hunchback of Notre Dame.
And you can't make him... Okay. And you can't
Look,
make him
Hunchback of Notre
beginning.
Dame got a sequel. All right. So
Yeah, it was
while
horrible. I watched it on Netflix.
I'm not saying it's not bad, but I'm saying that it does have enough of a following to warrant them thinking that there was money in making a sequel. I think doing a prequel around I think that the Hunchback of Notre Dame is really interesting because of the fact that the main character does not end up with the love interest, but that's precisely why I would want to know more about the bow of Esmeralda.
No.
Because Esmeralda was
But that's what I'm saying.
a courtesan,
But that's...
a prostitute.
Okay, in the book, kind of.
Okay, but anyway...
and
yes.
in the movie,
Anyway.
Main
no.
character falls in love with a prostitute. Hey, let's get
Okay.
together.
Well, that's not the way it happens in the
Anyway,
book, and that's why I think it'd be
the puzzle
more
down a hallway.
The point is,
Wow.
the reason why Yensid would make a better movie is because you're taking somebody who, you know, is kind of rough. You don't know anything about him. It's kind of if Disney made a new film. It's not really... Yes, Fantasia, it's a 7-minute clip. They're building an entire movie. You could do anything you wanted with that. And with that said, the idea of the sorcerer hat, it's such an iconic thing. It's in, well, they just recently took it down, but it was in MGM, I'll always call it MGM, for the longest time, and Mickey now wears it all the time. And I want to know how Mickey got that and who was Yen Sid to give this to Mickey, because yes, we all know who Mickey is, but we don't know who Yen Sid is, and I think a movie like that, it would bring following because it would bring Disney fans, and on top of that, it would bring, okay, it's a new Disney movie, people are going. Whereas,
All of them would do that.
Okay.
Debatable.
Yeah, it would, because,
Debatable.
okay, he'll
No.
bring
Diehard
the
Disney fans
older
would not go
Disney
see
fans.
I'm gonna go see
I'd
Frozen
bring the
2,
kids.
alright?
Boo and Monsters Inc. would bring the kids in, and
They
that's
would.
the reason why Frozen was so good.
Yeah, but your movie first of all, your movie can be done in 10 minutes. They go out, they come back in, oh my god, oh no.
I gave you a pitch, and
She
it's also has an ending.
I will say, she detailed the entire plot of the film.
You guys gave an idea of the
I
movie,
like the idea of your film, except your film's been done.
just in actual life.
Yeah, but it hasn't necessarily been done. It was done from
Does
a
that mean I
different
get to
point
poke
of
her
view.
this time?
Sure. I don't get sad. I don't care what you
Too
do.
much anticipation.
Alright, we're at it.
And that is the end of round 3. Wow. I like this one. I really do. Okay, I'm just, anything to clean up.
Well, starting off with,
I'm not liking this.
Sean. You didn't do too much wrong, but when you said Hunchback of Notre Dame, you said dumb.
What?
Wait, that's like
Okay,
a...
you know what?
French!
Let's keep it
I'm
moving.
not
Let's keep it
wrong.
moving. Don't worry about it.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
And you said that, I know you're not wrong, I just really
He just wanted to, like...
Yeah,
bring
well,
it
you
just
out.
like that I chose to use the
and then
actual
at
pronunciation.
one point you said Phoebus and something about bringing in a younger audience, but that was... Nah.
I didn't say
Oh,
No,
you did?
I said he's bring in the older audience.
Oh, yeah,
I'd bring in
exactly,
the
yeah,
younger
that's what-
audience.
Right. Oh yeah, and you said something about prostitution. I just want to say there was nothing wrong with that.
That's Esmeralda in the book.
Any actual facts that
Oh no.
No. Although I do like the notes by Aaron.
No, I'm just like, yes, that should be a separate segment. Notes by Aaron. There's
Just
nothing wrong.
notations by Aaron.
Okay.
Wow.
I apologize to anybody who found this video through Disney tags and thought it was kid friendly, because apparently it's
Are you gonna
not.
tag prostitution as well?
I might as well. At this point, I might as well. No, okay, well, coming back to this round, that was a really good round. I don't know why it tickles me. I love the argument of nobody cares. It's almost a below the belt argument, but then at the same time, it's
See,
like.
now that one, and I know I used it once, but it half bothers me because it's about your feelings. It's not about what it is.
Exactly,
I get so annoyed.
No, I totally understand, but then at the same time, you guys both kind of hit the Phoebus one at a point so much to the fact that you like were conceding and you're like, she did make a full movie. She absolutely made a full movie right there. And so really what it came down to, because honestly when you had pitched Phoebus, I was actually thinking, that could be interesting, because the way it's separated.
Were you really though?
Absolutely. You know why? You know why I say that? Because Phoebus reminds me of characters that they bring into the now Disney. Like he was like, who was the guy in Tangled? The guy opposite of
Eugene.
He kind of reminds me of that. He was that beforehand, but he kind of had that air to him.
Yeah, but I didn't want to say that because then they were just like, well, then why don't you just make a Flynn Rider movie? And I didn't
Which
want to.
ended up being a bit, because really how I separated you guys' argument was prequel,
That would've been a good
sequel,
one.
and this one's more origin.
I considered him the male lead. That's the only reason I
So
didn't pick him.
this one had more of an origin feel to it. This one was prequel and this one was sequel. So what it came down to, they sufficiently knocked yours down, so it became between the two of you guys.
I would figure Pascal.
So with
We don't have
guys,
the he's male.
Okay, sorry.
no worries, no worries. So with the mysterious figure that is Yen Sid and all the different elements that there's so much content that you could fill in that, and there's so many possibilities with that character. He's a very compelling character. And with
He
Boo,
is Disney.
it's like it's.
He is Disney
you know,
he's Disney in cartoons.
As a huge fan of, I mean, past the point of even Fantasia, but as a huge fan of the Kingdom Hearts games, actually, he's a pivotal character in that, which I feel like there's so much content to even draw from that type of character. So it's really cool. With yours there, you made great points about how, I mean, people would like to see what's happening with Boo. You gave me a much fuller plot than anybody else gave. I mean, yours
In
was
less words.
Yeah, it's less words, more of a feeling, and there was an argument going across the board that it's been done.
What male pride?
The argument that it's been done has never held weight for me because I don't know that anything is original at this point in the game, and we are talking about pre-existing characters already. So originality is not the biggest element to really take into consideration. It'd be nice to have that kind of spin on the story, but something like that, I mean, even to your point when you were hitting her with the Halloween Town 1, 2, and 3, I'm like, well, that's a lot of Halloween Town, so people like that plot, apparently. So
people look forward to that every year.
You know,
Like
taking all
Halloween
these
Town.
different things into consideration, why I really love the idea of Yensid going up against, like, the most evil figure in Disney. It really came down to Monsters, Inc. I think that really had more of, a bigger picture was painted, and there's a lot to draw from there, because it was a brief plot, and while she gave me a lot in the brief plot, there's still a lot more to build up on. So I'm like looking at it like if I were a Disney executive and you gave me that plot, it's like, yeah, and then we could do this and we could do that. So there's so much more that you can still do with that in the end.
She
And
just talked louder.
yeah, I mean, she ended up. You guys fought faster. You guys fought before
I'm out of breath.
finalizing
Guys,
the
you
point.
guys were yelling. I'm just like, well, I'm gonna say that Monsters Inc. is the better choice.
Funny enough, that's actually how it happened because she just was saying her points out loud. You guys were battling each other, and she just was saying most of the points I got from you were the points where you're like, I'm not listening to you guys. This was why it would be.
And she told me she's not listening. You're like, but I'm listening. I'm like,
I'm
okay,
listening,
that's
'cause
all
I
that
heard it all.
matters.
I heard it all. So you guys knocked each other down well, but it was between you two, and in the end, I give it to Shana. So good. You guys are. Why does it always work like this, though?
She might
don't
get
like
the
that.
point, but